NICO SCHLOTTERBECK seems like the centre-back that Manchester United are currently targeting, with a lot of reports suggesting that Manchester United could be in a move for the German defender for around 30 to 35 million. In this video, we'll have a conversation about Schlotterbeck, strengths, weaknesses, price, all of the stuff, contract, likelihood of him signing. But first of all, listen, centre-back is a position that United need. I think United are in need of some sort of physical presence. I know we have Maguire, we have De Ligt, we have Martinez, but with De Ligt and Martinez in particular, we can't really rely on them. Now, NICO SCHLOTTERBECK has emerged as one of those options that Manchester United could potentially bring in. Now, a bit about him: he's 26 years of age. He played for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. And again, he is someone that has been linked to United before. This is not a recent thing. He's someone who does have a lot of good qualities. You look at what Manchester United need. I think we just need someone. You look at our current partnership at the moment, it's been Maguire and Euro. And yes, they have been very, very good. They are sort of limits to their game. I think with Maguire, he's not the greatest at making those line-breaking passes. His diagonal balls are fantastic, but breaking through the lines is not something that he can do. Schlotterbeck, again, he's someone who can do that. His passing as well is very, very good. He's left-footed, which again, I think if Martinez is to go, he'd be someone you definitely bring in. Injury record isn't the worst. Again, he does have a contract until 2031, but he does have a release clause in 2027. And Sky Germany are reporting that Manchester United could be in for him. I think the centre-back, well, is not going to be a priority for Manchester United. Obviously, the midfield is. We definitely do need to look at bringing in a few, and I hope Manchester United do that. And again, Schlotterbeck, I don't really know too much about him, but I've watched a few clips about him and seen the way that he plays. As I said, he plays in the back four. He's played 21 matches in the Bundesliga this season. I think he's got 5 goal contributions. He's someone who aerially is very, very good. Defensively, one-on-one is something that's key. And again, if we are looking long-term, I do think Aiden Heaven and Euro will be our partnership. But if we're looking at the here and now, potentially going into next season, I do think we do need more solid centre backs. Next season we're going to hopefully be in Europe, whether that is the Champions League or the Europa League, and we're going to have a lot more games. And again, Martinez is dibbling and dabbling out of the team with injuries being picked up left, right, and centre. De Ligt, we don't really know the extent of his injury, and I don't know how he's going to be next season. It's looking like he's going to miss the remainder of this season, and not knowing where he's going to be in this team. You look at sort of Maguire, again, he has his limitations where he's done well. You look at Euro and Heaven, still 2 young players learning their trade. So yeah, Schlotterbeck could very be a centre-back that Manchester United go out and sign. I really do like the look of him. I think he's got Premier League experience. I think if you're looking at someone who can come in from the Bundesliga, I mean, that would be a concern. We've seen Manchester United and a lot of clubs do it before, especially with centre-backs. They do struggle to adapt. There's a lot of criticism, for example, when Martinez and when De Ligt came into Manchester United, the fact that they were not Premier League experienced. In De Ligt's case, there was a lot of criticism of the fact that he's been kind of do lots of top level clubs and he hasn't stayed there. With Martinez, obviously the main thing was his height. But I don't think there's any concerns really about Schlotterbeck. Obviously, would he adapt to the Premier League? That's something that you have to look at. But in terms of ability and what he would offer as a centre-back is very, very good. Now, you also have to look at the duo. Who would he partner well with? I think he would partner well with Euro. I think the pace is definitely there. The passing range, the aggression, the physicality, something that's there. Again, pace-wise, I don't think he is the quickest, but again, he's not slow either, so I don't think partnering with Maguire wouldn't be the worst idea. So yeah, Schlotterbeck for me is definitely a centre-back. And again, you can get him from a reasonable price. If you're looking at someone like a Branthwaite, Murillo, someone else, they're going to cost you potentially 50 to 60 million pounds, where Schlotterbeck, again, he's apparently available for 35 million euros, which again is an absolute steal, and these reports are heating up. Now obviously we don't know who the manager is going to be next season, and we don't know who Manchester United are going to have at the realm, but ultimately looking at centre backs to bring in is definitely not the worst idea. And there were reports suggesting that Manchester United may be forced to go into the centre back market to bring in one potentially going forward. So yeah, Schlotterbeck, a bit about him: he's 26, plays in the Bundesliga, plays for Dortmund, has been linked with a move away, does have a few years left on his deal. Predominantly plays in a left centre back position. And again, he's been at Dortmund for a few years, so we will have to wait and see what happens. I think United definitely do need a centre back. I wouldn't kind of put a bet on it, but I think in either next season or the season after, both De Ligt and Martinez would be out of Manchester United. You just can't rely on players that get injured as frequently as they do, and I think that is a massive concern. There's no doubt in their ability. I think De Ligt and Martinez are 2 very good players individually. They had a lot to this United team. Their experience, their quality is absolutely fantastic. There's no denying that. But when you're missing for a significant period of time, and we've seen that with many players at the club before, whether that be Martial, more recently Pogba. Like there has been many players at the club that has been riddled by injuries. Shaw's one of them, for example, who's currently in this team. So yeah, it is difficult. But again, Schlotterbeck is someone that United have identified. Would you bring him in the comments? And do you think Manchester United need a centre back? Let me know.